Timely morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Athena, and I will be leading our service this morning. And I'd like to do a little refresher about Sanctuary. Sanctuary Church, for those who may not have joined us before, is a 508c1a faith-based organization. We use psilocybin mushrooms as a sacrament to connect us to divinity. It is our sincere belief that the consumption of psilocybin-containing mushrooms is a communion, which brings us closer to what is commonly called God. We understand this concept as pure consciousness, which permeates all being. This pure consciousness is, we believe, the ineffable source of creation and the origin of health and well-being. Our faith in sacred mushrooms stems from prehistorical use by our ancestors and personal experiences of our modern members. It is our belief that psilocybin-containing mushrooms are one of the greatest sacraments that nature offers, raising our awareness so that we can access a direct connection to the source of life. We should not be mistaken for a medical or therapeutic organization. We strongly encourage anyone facing trauma recovery or mental health issues to work in conjunction with a psychiatrist, psychologist, or accredited therapist. Our objective is to help support you in reconnecting with the universal source of healing, your own divine spirit. As we get ready to begin today's service, we ask that you mute your mics if they are not muted already. We want to let you know this meeting is being recorded, which if you have any questions about, feel free to reach out privately. A portion of this service, we will invite you to journal. So now would be a good time to grab a notebook and pen if you'd like to participate in that. And please do, if possible for you, find a comfortable space where you can relax and be present for the service. The service portion of our gathering is around 30 minutes of silent participation on your part, during which time we will begin with a short meditation. We'll read the poem which the church has adopted as our acknowledgement of oneness with all that is, titled A Litany of Gratitude. Our reading from our rotating text, currently Dry Those Tears, along with an opportunity to journal your thoughts around the reading. A reading from our main text, the Tao Te Ching. After that, we will bring the official service to a close, and from there we'll move into an optional discussion period led by Eric today. We've allotted an hour and a half for this portion until noon, and do invite you to participate if you feel called. With that, it is my pleasure to welcome and thank you for joining our Sanctuary community in celebration today. As we begin our statement of faith, we recognize this statement does not exhaust the full extent of our faith. We believe that sacred mushrooms are a primary source of personal and divine revelation. We seek counsel from the mushroom to find direction and inspiration in our faith practice. And we believe that all individuals who seek true revelation from divinity can do so. And I invite Emma to do our meditation this morning.
Good morning. Sorry. Okay. I invite you all to settle into your seat, gently close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths, big belly breaths. Nice and deep. Lots of air coming in, relaxation, breathing out. And with each breath that you take in, I want you to notice the space. The space inside of that breath that you take in. I want you to notice the space all around you, surrounding you. Notice that in this moment, there is nothing to do but sit here and be in this space. We are mostly made up of space. Physically, there is space between all of the atoms that make up our bodies, that we breathe in through our breath. Notice and really feel the stillness in all of that space. There's so much more of it than we think about on a daily basis, but it's always there. That stillness is always available to tap into as an anchor, even in the fullest of days. There's other ways to anchor into space as well. You can start to notice that there's actually space between my words. There's space or a pause between each of your breaths. There are spaces, pauses, moments of silence that you can look for. In the space between where we find that expansiveness, where we find the silence, is where we find peace, ever present, always available. I invite you to take a few deep, spacious breaths, all the way deep down into your belly. And as you release them, remember that sense of peace. Allow your body to really feel the silence. Now start to bring your awareness back into your body. You can start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Thank you, Emma. We'll now read our litany of gratitude. And I invite everyone to unmute their mics if they'd like to join me when I say, we live in all things live in us.
We live in all things live in us.
We live in all things, and all things live in us.
All right. We live by the sun, we feel by the moon, we move by the stars. We live in all things live in us. We eat from the earth, we drink from the rain, we breathe of the air. We live in all things live in us. We call to each other, we listen to each other. Our hearts deepen with love and compassion. We live in all things live in us. We depend on the trees and animals. We depend on the earth. Our minds open with wisdom and insight. We live in all things live in us. We dedicate our practice to others. We include all forms of life. We celebrate the joy of living and dying. We live in all things live in us. We are full of life. We are full of death. We are grateful for all beings and companions.
We live in all things, and all things live in us.
But to mute your mics back. Give us a moment for everyone to do that. I invite Courtney to do our first reading.
I'm actually going to be reading for Courtney because of the kiddo situation. So, Dry Those Tears, Chapter 8. How does the personality survive death? Because the spiritual body, which we take with us, is the repository of our character, thoughts, and feelings. We take these with us. All else is left behind. Death to the egg means birth to the chick. Death to the seed means birth to the plant. Death to the old means birth to the new. The whole impetus of creation is charged with these words: go forward. You cannot stay in one place too long. If you do, you will retrogress. You will become fixed, inflexible, and solid. Change is inevitable, and it is good. Death is but another side of life. Matter and spirit are two aspects of one thing. You cannot see two sides of a coin at once, nor can you describe one side by looking at the other side. Do you think of yourself as a physical body or an immortal soul? Do you think of yourself as an individualization of the principle of life or as the material body destined to die? There is a vast difference between the physicality and the individuality.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you.
Now, if you have those journals nearby, we'll take a moment to reflect on the reading today. And we have a prompt here where we encourage you to reflect on your individuality. Can you find a thread? Let's make sure we're all muted. Thanks, guys. Can you find a thread of self that has been with you from your youth? Has the mushroom ever reconnected you with that self? What does this suggest about the true nature of your being? And I'll give us 5 minutes to reflect on this. And again, if you notice your mic is unmuted, please mute it. If you'd like to begin finishing up your thoughts. And I invite Alec, actually, sorry, the paradoxical nature of life and its mysteries are best experienced through the ineffable space we find in our communion with the mushroom. For more than 2,000 years, the Tao Te Ching has provided guidance and instruction for exploring the paradox of existence. It is for this reason that we employ the Tao Te Ching as our primary sacred text and invite all to study it further as you delve deeper into the mystery of life. And I invite Alex.
Tao Te Ching, chapter 47. Without going out of your door, you can know the ways of the world. Without peeping through your window, you can see the way of heaven. The farther you go, the less you know. Thus, the sage knows without traveling, sees without looking, and achieves without ado.
Thanks, Alex. Now we'll go into our closing announcements. So first, happy spring, everyone. It is the first day of spring, so looking forward to this rebirth in the new year. March 24th, Katrine's mindfulness session will be at 12 p.m. We invite everyone to attend those if you're able to. On March 29th, we will be hosting our bi-weekly community sacred circle. Eric will be leading the discussion there at our Broadway location. This is an in-person event, and we do ask that you register beforehand. It is also open to the public, and that is from 5:30 to 7:30. On April 2nd, we will host our first women's sacred circle. Courtney will be leading that, and it will be at our Broadway location at 2 p.m. on April 2nd. April 9th, Autumn will be hosting a cacao ceremony at our Broadway location at 2 p.m. as well. And I will be posting a link to our events calendar so everyone can see this and register if they'd like to attend. As a reminder, we have our More Than Integration coaching program that Courtney and Eric have put together. The coaching is intended to help anyone who is working closely with a practice and is looking for support in that area. We also are excited to announce our cleric and minister training program. We do have a link available to submit your email if you'd like more updates on that. So here in the next month or so, we will be rolling that first version out. So anyone interested in learning more and seeing if that's something they'd be interested in participating in, we do ask that you let us know. And also I will be putting a link to the Oregon Health Association meetings into the chat here. Last week, they did have a unanimous vote around the amendments that were made by John. Oh, I forget his last name. I'm sorry, you guys. So it's really exciting. It's going to the next level, and we are really happy with the results there.
Just a note there, his name's John Dennis.
John Dennis, thank you so much, Guy.
You're welcome.
And if you have enjoyed the service and or the community conversations afterwards, we would love if you would consider making a donation to help support the efforts of the church. All donations received gratefully go towards current programs, development and implementation of these new programs, and operating expenses. By donating, you help bring to reality the vision of Sanctuary Church. And membership, our community consists of families and individuals from all walks of life and is open to individuals from any faith or background. Our growing list of integration coaches and therapists. If you, like many others throughout history, hold these mushrooms as a sacrament for sincere and intentional spiritual practice, and would like to be a part of this community, we invite you to head over to the membership application page and begin the membership process. You should see a link in the chat thread after I close out the meeting. Becoming a member is a 5-step process, which includes a discovery call with us. Members of Sanctuary Church have access to our growing list of integration coaches and therapists, members only events, including sacrament opportunities, our membership portal, and our members only Discord chat, which is a daily connection with the community. Also, if you'd like to support these services by volunteering to read for the group or lead the meditation, you can email me or send me a message via Discord, info@sanctuary.org. And I will officially begin closing out our service and recognize we've come together with intentions of service to the land and all its inhabitants. It is in our hearts to go forth into the world with the collective consciousness. We encourage you to stay for continued fellowship and conversation around our readings today. And for those unable to stay, we thank you for being with us. And as we further our conversation, please remember all perspectives are welcome as we search for the spiritual truth that unites us all.